I'm on the road through North Canterbury. I want to see how the rural towns throughout the region are doing. Along the way, I'll be talking to some interesting people, looking at some of the North Canterbury businesses and occasionally looking at the rich history of the area. Well, I've just spent some time in Kaiapoi, and as I leave this little river town and head out towards Oxford, I feel as though there's a lot of optimism here. Kaiapoi has been through a lot, but the people here are a community, and this community is rebuilding and moving on. I'm looking forward to a coffee at Oxford, but you know, I just can't leave Kaiapoi without a visit to an old friend, Woodford Glen. There's nothing quite like watching race cars on a dirt track. Steve, the history of what's known as the Glen.
The Glen, yeah, Woodford Glen. Woodford Glen started in 1974, so this year we celebrate our 40th year of operation, which is a milestone for the club. It's been here a long time, and we've provided many summers of fun and entertainment for many Canterbury families and abroad as well. So yeah, we're very proud of that.
Where'd you get the name from?
The name derived, Woodford, was from our founders, Ron Rutherford, thus the Ford, and Errol Linwood, which is the wood. So they put their two names together, Woodford, and the Glen came from the famous American track, Watkins Glen, just a track that both Errol and Ron were fond of, and so they stole the Glen from Watkins Glen and became Woodford Glen. It's something that we pride ourselves on, as providing fun for the whole family. So we've marketed Woodford Glen around that, and encouraging, you know, mum and dad and the kids to come out here and sit on the grass bank with some fish and chips and enjoy the night's entertainment. And yeah, it's definitely been a huge change where it is a family-friendly environment, and that's what we encourage. But of course, then you've just got your petrol head bogans as well, which is, you know, you've got to have them. It's a part of motorsport in New Zealand, and definitely in Speedway as well.
Nationally, you've had awards to prove you're right up there?
Yes, just recently at the New Zealand Speedway Awards, which were held in Te Papa Museum in Wellington, we were fortunate enough to win Speedway Promoted Club of the Year, which was huge. It's 24 tracks New Zealand wide, and we're at the top of the pile there, so that was fantastic. We also won Website of the Year and also an award for our race program. Yeah, we were very, very pleased.
After 40 years, Woodford Glen is part of the history of Kaiapoi.
Oh, definitely. We're a massive contributor to the local economy in the North Canterbury district, and obviously our location is Kaiapoi, so we do have a strong tie with Kaiapoi and the businesses in Kaiapoi. That is our community. A lot of our fans come from that community, as do our actual club members and drivers, and all the staff that are involved in running our race nights, food contractors, security firm. They're all generally from the Kaiapoi district or the North Canterbury catchment area anyway.
Off you came here as a very small child.
Yeah, I remember coming here as a child in the back of Dad's Holden wagon and coming out to the fireworks display and watching the stock cars and stuff like that. I remember that. I had some great times with family and friends, and I remember sitting on the bank saying, heck, one day I want to race one of those. I was fortunate enough to do that for about 17 years. I raced before I gave up and just concentrated on helping the club to promote the events.
I'm on Tram Road, a part of which has the longest straight piece of road in New Zealand. I'm on my way to the rural township of Oxford, nestled at the base of the Oxford foothills. First settled in the mid-1800s, farming and forestry saw the population of 25 in 1861 grow to 513 or so over the next 20 years. More than 1,700 people now call Oxford home, and that number's increasing all the time. Because they say that Oxford is the best little town in New Zealand. And one of the many things I love about Oxford is this: peace and quiet. And the leisurely pace of life in a town that has, well, reinvented itself. Thank you. Today, Oxford's known for its boutique shops, cafes, and Joe Seeger's cooking school. But it was a logging town. Trees felled from the local forest here were taken to Christchurch for processing. It was a different time, and this mural on the side of the local Oxford butchery tells a story of early life in Oxford. Oxford has one school, the Oxford Area School, with around 560 students. With post-earthquake population growth, I wondered how the school was preparing for the anticipated roll increase. Were you prepared for an influx? Because pre-earthquakes you probably weren't.
We were just starting to grow a little bit pre-earthquakes, and then the earthquakes have accelerated our growth. And so no, we weren't anticipating the growth to be as great as it has been. We stayed as a school with a roll of about 460 for several years, and then about 3 years ago it started to grow. We're up to 570, and we're really pushed for space in our school now. We've been given funding for an 8-classroom block to be built. Just appointed the architects this week, and so we're underway with that, and that's going to make a big difference to us. 6 of those 8 classrooms are roll growth classrooms, so the ministry is predicting that we'll grow quite a bit more yet. The town itself is growing. There's a lot of subdivision going on within Oxford. Land that's been sitting there waiting to be subdivided for quite some time, as houses being built all around the town, and then there is the division of a lot of our land surrounding Oxford into 10-acre blocks, and that's leading to growth in the countryside as well.
And of course dairying.
And dairying brings more people and greater density of population, yes.
So can you handle more growth if it comes?
Well, the new classrooms we're getting now will enable us to cater for any growth over the next 2 or 3 years, but if we keep growing we may find that we're short again in 4 or 5 years' time, but we're trying to plan for the longer term. It's a good situation to be planning for a growing roll, and we're certainly doing that. We are part of a group of schools in North Canterbury, 4 of us that are getting roll growth classrooms built, and it's a project of around about $22 million, and our building budget is about $4.9 million, so it's a lot of money. We would hope to have the classrooms completed next year.
But for a moment it just felt so right.
Coming up, we reveal why this man is doing this in front of these people.
That's warm. Well, I'd walked about 4 paces when the legs on one side of the pig came undone. Pap! The problem was that the legs on the other side of the pig didn't. And as a result, the weight of the pig falling backwards, I was trapped in the pig. I fell backwards. Swoop! I ended up wedged tightly in the eviscerated stomach of the hog. Arms and legs waving in the air like some kind of upturned beetle. The first thing I thought was, geez, that's warm. The second thing I thought was, surely someone's going to drag me out of the stomach of the pig, but did they? No. All I could hear was the hysterical laughter. This went on, I kid you not, for several minutes. Until eventually the face of Glenn Osborne hove into view above me. He looks down at me, wedged into the stomach of the pig, and he says, Radar, he says, do you know what the Māori word for a Pākehā wedged into the stomach of a pig is? I looked up at him and I said, no, I don't. And he looked back at me, and without a shadow of a lie, he simply said, stuffing.
The North Canterbury Business Awards have become the biggest business event in the North Canterbury calendar. At the gala dinner and award ceremony held under the marquee at the Waipara Hills Winery, Huranui recently, 45 businesses competed for one of 7 category awards. The People's Choice and Supreme Award completed the awards lineup. Master of Ceremonies for the night, comedian and raconteur Terada entertained the crowds with stories of pig hunting life and a friend in Oamaru.
With the tears of her laughter falling down onto my face, washing the blood of the pig off it.
These awards are a reflection of achievement by the businesses and their contribution that they make to the North Canterbury community. It is also a celebration and building profile for that business so that then they can actually do better business in the future. And it gives the public and other businesses an awareness of the variety of businesses that are set up and are doing business in North Canterbury. It's also a sense of pride and passion. It brings it out in the businesses themselves, with their teams, with their suppliers, and it gives them something to focus on. What makes them good and what are they contributing to their community? In terms of entries, this event has been the best by far. It's a sign of the times. We're in growth at the moment. The region is doing very well. This is our 4th event we've run, and we run them every 2 years, and by far this has been the best event.
The Continental Professional Service Award. This recognises businesses with specialist expertise that they use to support other businesses and the region. The professional service category attracted a diverse range of entries, with the winner demonstrating a sound understanding of their point of difference in which they have created a compelling business model.
For the company, it was awesome. It's a really great feeling to know that what we're doing as a team is really good, and that what we're doing is actually what the community is wanting, and we were able to help the community with the businesses and also people looking for work. So it's good to know we were helping in both areas. So for us as a business, it's really great just that pat on the back to say, hey, yes, we are doing a great job. The team was very, very excited, very, very happy, and it's a really good thing because it's all the team working together that's given us the award, and it's because of the way we all have the same values, we've all followed the same model, and it's because we've got that all set up that's where we are today, which is really good.
The winner of the Manufacturing Award was Greystone Wines.
Greystone Wines are not here at the moment. They are overseas, so we will hold that award for them and make sure it is delivered to them.
Oh, it's huge for us at Greystone. Manufacturing for us is, growing the grapes through to the finished wine, and it means involving entirely local people, grapes that are grown on our property. We do all our own bottling as well, so it's totally in-house. We've got full control over the whole process. That allows us to get that extra few % quality. So to be acknowledged at the awards ceremony, that's wonderful news for us. We're confident in what we're doing here, but it's really great to be acknowledged by people outside of the company. Sometimes you can be insular in the way you think, and to have it acknowledged by people, experts outside of the company, really gives us that confidence to carry on, but also to continue to try and improve what we're doing here as well. Every time we do well with an award or something similar, that's a benchmark that we've got to at least meet again, and the aim is to better it.
This is good fun, isn't it? The 3rd award is the Hellers New Emerging Award, recognising the amazing new businesses that have emerged in North Canterbury over the last few years. The finalists and winner in this category demonstrate solid business practices as well as their forward-thinking and entrepreneurial skills. The strength of the entries in the New Emerging category provided the judges with a challenge to select the ultimate finalist. All right, the winner. Exciting. Sponsored by Hellers of the New Emerging Award. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner.
The winner is Miss Lily's Boutique Cafe.
Miss Lily's thought the awards night was awesome, and it was lovely to see the amazing businesses in North Canterbury and highlight the successful growth that we have. Miss Lily's won New Emerging Business and also People's Choice Award. Wasn't really expecting to win New Emerging Business because there were so many amazing businesses in our section, which was cool, and we only won People's Choice by 2 votes, so that was also a highlight for the team too.
The winner of the Hospitality Tourism Award, Graham, is
the St James.
Oh, it was fantastic. There were so many people there, and it was exciting to be with all the people that were winners, and the best part probably was for us having our staff there to join in the win. It was great.
Yeah, they thought it was pretty special to be on tender hooks and then find that we'd won. It was just fantastic on the night. And it's just great to have that recognition. We do get a lot of recognition from our guests, but to be judged alongside peers in the industry, I think that just makes us feel like we're doing some things right.
And the winner of the 2 Degrees Innovation Technology Awards. Silence, please.
And the winner is the Learning Staircase.
We were delighted. It's the second time we've been along to the award ceremony. We went a couple of years ago, and there were some fantastic companies there, and we certainly hadn't expected to win, so it was a wonderful surprise, really. We've got 5 people in the company, and we all went along to the night. So it was actually wonderful that everybody was able to take part in the night. It was, it was very well organised, and really great that we could all sort of participate. Quite an exciting evening, really. Yeah.
These awards are a reflection of achievement by the businesses and their contribution that they make to the North Canterbury community. It is also a celebration and building profile for that business so that then they can actually do better business in the future. And it gives the public and other businesses an awareness of the variety of businesses that are set up and are doing business in North Canterbury. It's also a sense of pride and passion. It brings it out in the businesses themselves, with their teams, with their suppliers, and it gives them something to focus on. What makes them good and what are they contributing to their community?
Each week I'll be bringing you an update on the development of Silverstream, and I'll be talking to the partner companies who are working hard on making the Silverstream vision a reality. I spoke to John Hayson about the structure of home ownership at Silverstream. John, tell me about titles. Does everybody have their own individual one?
Yes, they do. As you would normally expect with a home, even the villas will have their own titles as well.
And you set all that up?
Yes. Well, it's much better to have your own title rather than being in a sort of a strata or body corporate situation. I think most people prefer to determine their own destiny.
Well, it's the case of they own it, don't they?
Exactly. So there's no issue. It's exactly what most people would want and expect.
Tell me about the common areas, all the pathways and the wide lawns.
We have a huge amount of reserve space, walkways. I think we have 2.8 kilometres of walkways, mostly along the stream. We have picnic benches, gym fitness stations, which have been specifically designed for an aerobic workout, and we have bicycle tracks. The reserves are maintained by us for the first 2 years, after which time we hand that over to council, and council then maintains all the reserves and common areas, if you like.
So who owns it?
Well, council will own it. We obviously buy it initially, and then we, as part of our of the council requirements, we then dedicate. We have to provide a certain amount of reserve. Well, in this instance, I think we've provided more than what we had to, and we want to, because we want to have. I mean, if you look at this. This is why you would want to buy here.
Are there any covenants, and in which case, if there are, what's involved?
Yes, look, it's really important to put covenants in place, and it's not so that we can play, the big master. It's actually more for the benefit of our community. You imagine, Rob, buying a home and looking at a home that you've invested a lot of money, a whole lot of designs in, and then your next door neighbour goes and puts up a tent. You're not going to be happy about it, are you? So what we do is put covenants in place so that it's fair for everybody, so that you know that your next door neighbour and future next door neighbour and so on right down the street are going to be looking at the same sort of values that you would be putting into your home, which goes from material type, roof pitches, colour, landscaping, all of those sorts of things. It also has time frames attached to it, so you're not living next to somebody who has a bare front yard for 5 years. 10 cars put up on bricks, being fixed in the front yard and so on. So we try and be fair and reasonable across the board, and not for us, but it's actually for the benefit of those that have got their most valuable material asset in their home, that their next door neighbour and so on respect the street as much as they would.
Davis Ogilvy are a partner company with the development.
We've basically done all the surveying and engineering for that job. And Russell and Elliot have been involved for several years now in bringing that to fruition. On the structural side, we've been involved more recently as the job gets into more detailed design. From two sides, we have been building the buildings for the commercial area, designing the buildings for the commercial area, and we've also been designing these structures in support of the civil engineering. That's the buried structures that form part of the drainage and such. We get involved as structural engineers to make sure that they stay hidden.
You've got a lot to offer the region, haven't you?
I think so. I mean, we are a privately owned company, but we have essentially we have three divisions. We have a structures division, construction division, and a civils division, shall we say, and a national project division. And those three divisions sort of morph into the total infrastructure package. In Canterbury, we'd probably work more closely with our structures partners, where we can offer a bridge and a road and a land development job. So it's more there's closer synergy there, and that's one of the reasons why we share our offices. We literally we mates, we colleagues, and we run two divisions out of this office, which is namely the structures portion and then the civils portion. Yeah.
Makes you quite unique.
Yeah, I think it does make us unique. We're easy to do business with, and we've got quite a bit of expertise in the heavy civil, and we try and bring that through to our clients, like John and H Investments. We did the structure, we did the small little bridge on stage one, and we put that in record time. I can't remember how long it took, but I think it was about 4 weeks before the Prime Minister needed to walk over it, and there was no bridge. And it helps when you've got skill and experience in the wings in your own company, that you can just push the button and say, come on lads, let's get going. And they did, so it's it is unique, absolutely.
What are the benefits involved with your company if somebody's adding up where to go and what to do?
Pros and cons.
Pros and cons, yeah.
Well, again, going back to the type of home that we build and the range of homes that we build. So it's probably a bit of an old cliche to say we've got something for everybody, but it's a bit of a philosophy that Mike Greer himself has had, is that there's a wide gamut of people out there. That we know that the market is under pressure at the moment and it's pushing prices up. So Mike's made a concerted effort to try and work and come up with product or homes that will appeal and provide a brand new opportunity for people to enter into a brand new home right down as low as the early 300s. So I think one of the biggest benefits is that when you walk in the door, there's no preconceived notions that you've got to have a 600k budget or a 400k budget. We really do have homes that are lovely first homes, investment homes, or homes for older people right down at that early 300s. People have realised that a lot of the existing homes that they're looking at with their budget, and they may have gone to the bank and been pre-approved for 400,000, say, and they go out and spend a lot of time shopping around, getting more and more disillusioned, because what they're looking at is 30, 40, 50 years old, probably got quite a few problems with it, never dreaming that they could actually have a new home. And it's a bit of a revelation when they start to shift their focus, and they'll often just pop in and say, we're just wondering if, what could we do, and they're delighted to know that they can have a brand new home.
So that's Going North for this week. Next week there's more from Oxford, and we check out Enterprise North Canterbury as we wrap up the North Canterbury Business Awards.